Hello, hey Ash, hey Jess. Good evenings. I'm waiting for a couple more people to get in here, so I don't gotta repeat myself a million times. Hey Stephanie. I'm just gonna wait to everybody to come in this live, even if you don't stay in here. Because a lot of people come in, peek in, and hop right out. I do it sometimes. I'm guilty of the live jumping in and out. Because some people be on live not talking about nothing. They just be staring at the camera and stuff. I never got that. Hey, Jam. A little thingy popped up and said, go live with Jamila Johnson. You want to go live with me right now? All right, I'm gonna wait for a couple more people, and then I'm just gonna start chatting. Oh, T, I've been off. I've been off since Wednesday. I had to take some mental health days because last week was crazy to me, and I just knew that would not be able to press through a full week of work this week. So Wednesday or Tuesday of last week, I was like, request off. Okay, goodbye. All right, I'm about to start my Instagram live too, because I can only do an hour on Instagram. Like on Facebook, it's like unlimited time, so I have to start them later. Something went wrong. Oh, here we go. Hey, Leah. Hey, Germ. Happy Friday, everyone. Another quarantine Friday, I guess. I mean, I don't know who's still in quarantine. I am sipping on some Juneteenth punch. Hola, all my people on Insta. Yeah, so I don't know. A lot has been going on in the last couple of weeks. I took last week off. I just needed a week to gather my thoughts and my feelings. Obviously, a lot has been transpiring in the world, and emotionally, I just needed to take that day off. You know, so I'm back today. But anyway, yeah, Georgia cutting up. They let y'all outside, and now is backfiring. Is that what's happening right now? This is not a Jello shot cup. I don't think. Hey Grace, hey Dej. I'm waving at y'all even though I'm waving at y'all even if y'all just go in and out. Hey Flute. Hey Jonathan. John on Insta. My Insta people. Well, yeah, New York is only in phase two. Supposedly phase three is supposed to start in a couple days. Is that what's going on? I feel like they say the same thing. It's like Charlie Brown's teacher talking every time I listen to the news. So I really don't know exactly where we're headed, but I know like a lot of the places down south, they're reopening, but it's not going how it's supposed to go. because people are getting infected again. Hey, Janetta. Hey, Nick. Hey, Audie. It could be used. I guess this could be used as a Jello shot. Um, I'm not really big. Actually, I was never really big on Jello shots, but as I've become older, maybe because I'm becoming an old lady, maybe I like Jello more. I do appreciate a good Jello shot now. But it can't be like mostly Jello. It got to be mostly like alcohol. Oh, my topics for today. I got to tell my Instagram people what my topics are today because I can't label it like I do on Facebook. Hey, Miss Doreen. Hey, Veronica. My topics for today are coming as a woman or coming to you as a woman, Insecure, the TV show, or just people that's insecure. Also, FUBU and spaghetti because I love me some spaghetti and it was heavy on my mind, spaghetti. So I just threw it on there because I throw a food on there every week. And I don't know, I could tell y'all what I put in my spaghetti. But y'all can tell me, I don't know, y'all can write in the comments what kind of spaghetti y'all like which I put in there that's special. Hey, Brandon. Who else I ain't say hi to? FUBU. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you in a minute. I'm okay. So Jamila, I am having a Juneteenth. I'm not celebrating the 4th of July this year, and I'll get to that. I'll probably touch on that more next week. But I am celebrating Juneteenth instead, and maybe I should do some Juneteenth Jello shots. And I know exactly what flavor to use for Juneteenth Jello shots because there's a specific drink that is signature for Juneteenth celebrations. And it's a drink that I already loved and I still love as an adult. So I'll touch more of that in a minute. But spaghetti, in my spaghetti, I like a lot of protein. I can't say meat because men on here is going to just be doing the most. But I like ground beef, meatballs, Italian sausage, and sometimes I even put pepperoni in my spaghetti. And I add sugar to the sauce. I don't know about y'all, but I like sweet sauce. Pause. Heavy on the pause. Hey, Britt. Wait, I don't know if it's Brittany. Is it Brittany? Oh, yeah, Brittany Johnson. Okay. Hey, girl. I know so many Brittany's. I love you all equally. Need your beef and balls. That's what John said on Instagram. I do. I need the ground beef. And even though I don't really like to eat pork, I really cannot see myself putting ground turkey in spaghetti. Something about ground turkey in general doesn't sit right in my spirit. But so I have to have ground beef. I have to have meatballs. I have to have the Italian sausage. And yes, I will put pepperoni in my spaghetti. And I will also put pepperoni, all 4 of those meats, into lasagna as well. And I make a bomb ass lasagna. I only make lasagna twice a year. People think I'm playing. I really only make it 2 times a year. And I made it last year for my bandmates and they like dogged it. And I did make it again because, Corona. But I should make it again. Hey, Kels. Tell Mir I said congratulations on the graduation. Oh, he's moving up. Insta Jonathan said, wait, turkey don't sit right, but beef and balls do? Turkey, okay. I know turkey is healthier and leaner and all of that stuff, but I never fully hopped onto the turkey as a substitute bandwagon. Deja, stop using ground turkey in your spaghetti. No. I'm kidding. You can use whatever meat you want. But for me, ground turkey, my ancestors, my ancestors speak to me when I cook, and they told me not to put ground turkey in the spaghetti or the lasagna. That's what the ancestors say. I just can't do it. Maybe like if they tell me that I got like some kind of health condition where I gotta like eat turkey, I probably still won't do it. But yeah. I eat turkeys like sliced turkey. But as far as like any other kind of like turkey products, it's hard for me to like turkey sausage. What else they got? Those big turkey legs, bruh. It's like something with the Flintstones. I can't eat it. The turkey wings is like the size of a newborn baby. Like, how am I eat a wing that big? How can I eat a wing that is the size of an infant? I cannot do that. It's literally Flintstone meat. And yes, Jonathan, my ancestors said pork sausage, ground beef, and pepperoni, and Italian sausage. Don't forget the Italian sausage links while you at it. But I did try something. I went out on a limb because I am a cooker. I'm not a chef. I'm a cook. But since I'm like super busy now, I tried this new meal subscription service. And I made my first meal yesterday, but I got the box here because, you know, I'm always showing y'all shit that I ordered. I need to stop ordering shit. But it's called, here in my box, Every Plate. I'm trying to get it in both. Every Plate. And yesterday I had some honey balsamic chicken with sweet potatoes and broccoli. And I put fresh garlic on it, on both the chicken and the broccoli, not the yams, sweet potatoes. You know, we say yams, even though a yam is a whole nother potato, but whatever. We're not gonna touch on that today. Hey, Bon Bon. I understand that turkey wings are good. Like, my daughter eats turkey wings, but the size of the wing to me, it's a turn off. Like, they bring it out and it's like, you know what? Here's your turkey wing. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's too big. But overall, you know, I enjoy doing different things with Italian dishes. I don't know what it is about black folks and eating Italian dishes, but we love Italian food for the most part. Except for my sister, she don't like Italian food. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. But shall we move on? I guess we can talk about FUBU. John, if you're still there. And I'm not talking about the clothing line. I'm talking about FUBU for us, by us, because of everything that is going on in the world with, you know, African Americans. Now is the time, even though I've been literally saying this for years and years and years, because first I've been like a militant since I was a kid, but you guys, that's my mom. But we need to support our own. We need to support black owned everything if we can. And I mean, I feel like now everybody is like really waking up to it, but we really need to not let this moment pass and we still don't support black owned businesses. And I mean, you don't have to we don't really have a black owned grocery store here or anything like that. But once we do, I'm gonna be up in there, like, seriously, because we need to come to a point where we are, you know, self-sufficient, so we don't have to depend on, you know, the powers that be to supply our needs. And that's really the main thing I just wanted to touch on as far as FUBU which stands for not the clothing line, but it does also. It is the clothing line. That's the tagline. For us, by us. So we need to support things that are for us and by us. And yeah. So I enjoy patronizing Black-owned businesses on a regular basis. I have a Black-owned business myself, so I feel like it's important to, get that out there into the world and everybody listening to my voice now that we need to do more of that and we need to let it, marinate and we need to let it spread. Say it one more time for the people in the back. FUBU, for us, by us. I'm talking specifically to my melanated brothers and sisters. We got to support one another. Please. It is necessary. It always has been necessary. I don't know where we got lost at. I mean, I know where we got lost at, but I'm not trying to bring it up right now because that's a rabbit hole. But now is the time to reel it on in, bring it on in for the home team and get back on board with that. So, what's up, Drew? All right. I always put my finger over the wrong thing. Hey, Jamelia. Let me take a sip of my Juneteenth punch. Does anybody else have any plans of celebrating Juneteenth this year? Y'all quiet on today. Y'all don't want to talk to me. I understand. I was going to drown my sorrows in more Juneteenth punch. But yeah, we seriously need to do it. So whatever you do on July 4th, just transfer it over to June 19th, 20th, or 21st. Juneteenth is next weekend. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like everybody out here should know what Juneteenth is, right? It's the technical day when, we found out that we were free. Because I guess, there was no technology back then. So it took a long time for word to travel, for slaves to find out that they were actually not slaves anymore. So that's why we celebrate Juneteenth. And I think it's a great thing that people are waking up to it. And yeah, I think it's pretty dope that so many people are saying they're going to celebrate Juneteenth this year, because July 4th literally makes no sense as far as Black people go. It makes absolutely no sense, and it never really has. And I've literally been saying it every year, like, why we celebrate July 4th? And we were not free at that. We were not free at that point in time. We were, enslaved for another 100 plus years. So that's why, to me, it makes no sense for African Americans or Black people, whatever you identify as, to celebrate the 4th of July. And that's my take on that. What's up, Fred? And Insecure. Who been watching Insecure? Don't all jump at once. Hey, Kev. July 4th is canceled in the trash can. Absolutely. Like, it's a dub. Somebody on my Instagram, I don't know this person personally, I don't think. He said God wants us to forgive. That's absolutely right. God, we can forgive, but guess who's not forgetting a thing? Me. I will forgive all day, but I'm not going to forget. I'm going to keep it locked in the back of my mind just in case something pops off again. Hey, Rob. Hey, Jenna. Yeah, I mean, God wants us, yeah, God wants us to forgive. Yes, he does. I'm all about forgiveness. I don't hold grudges. That is a one of the features of my dazzling personality. I don't stay mad for long at all. It's actually remarkable that I don't. But yeah. Yeah, Insecure, Issa, which I think is I don't know who watches Insecure. Does anybody on this live actually watch it? It's not forgiveness if we still react to the past. Well, nobody's reacting. We're not reacting to the past. We're reacting to the present. Mr. Devin Joker 83 on Instagram. We're literally reacting to the current events. That's what all of this is about. All of the stuff that has happened to us has continually happened for 500 years. That is the point where that is trying to be driven across. Forget this man I might have to ban this guy from my live on Instagram because he's starting to upset me. Forgive and forget. That is okay for you. But I cannot forget. I cannot forget what my ancestors went through. I cannot. I literally grew up on all of these images. It is what drives me to be the person that I am today. Literally. I have to make my ancestors proud. They didn't die. I have to make sure they know they didn't die in vain. That's a way to put it. Rob, who is this man? I don't know who hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I don't know who this man is. Sorry to this man. I understand what he's saying, but it's just not relevant to what is happening right now. He's saying now that God said live in the present. We are living in the present, and unfortunately, the present is a repeat of the same VHS tape from the last 500 years. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Devin, do you understand what I'm saying? No, Rob, I'm talking to this guy on Instagram that's trying to rile me up. But he can't rile me up. You know why? Because I've been sipping Juneteenth punch since the beginning of this live. Cheers to the ancestors. See, he said he understands where I'm coming from. You can't help but, because that's the only thing I'm saying is, I'm not saying we got to be, wilding out 24/7, but it's like, it's literally a repetitive cycle. Hey, Adrian. Jamila, it's not even a DVD. It is a VHS tape. The same tape. Oh, my other phone might die. My Instagram might go out. I'm calm. I'm always chill, but what I'm saying is it's okay to forgiveness is, that's the easy part. But when, certain things are not remedied and it's like a continuous thing, like if somebody keeps stabbing you in your chest, like how are you going to get past that? You going to keep walking forward? I mean, we keep walking forward even though we're getting stabbed in the chest. I don't know another analogy, but that's pretty gory, but all right. So at this point, I'm going to stop responding to Devon on Instagram. Praise the Lord, but I'm going to move on. Yes, Juneteenth punch. Whoever can guess what my Juneteenth punch. Oh shoot, I'm spilling it. I already had too much. Whoever can guess what's in my Juneteenth punch gets a free jar of Juneteenth punch on Juneteenth. I'm gonna pull up on you and bring you the punch. Hey, Keita girl. Rob, you said we ain't gonna get nowhere but dead being aggressive with these strapped up racist white people. What? I got mine, so I'm not worried. But as a community, we need to scrap up. I know you mean strap up. I agree with the right to bear arms. I agree wholeheartedly with that. I hope nothing happens to me after this live. I've been saying a lot of wild stuff. Don't Sandra Bland me. Rest in peace to Sandra Bland. But she is saying saying a lot of the things that I'm saying now, and you know what happened to her. But hopefully I'll be good. Freedom of speech is definitely a thing. But Insecure, well, I feel bad talking about it because a lot of people haven't seen it. But I'll just say that in regards to the current situation, I don't understand that dynamic of going back to an ex-boyfriend. What do y'all think about? So you was with somebody for mad long. Y'all broke up for like a year or 2 years. And then opportunity presents itself for y'all to be together again. And now y'all get back together again. For me, I think that's so odd. Hey, Omri. Oh, Jamila guessed it first. Even though it's not fair, but still. Okay, Jamila, I owe you a Juneteenth punch. I'm gonna make a special drink for Juneteenth, and I'll pull up on you with the punch because you still got my eyeliner and my mask. So I gotta pull up on you anyway. If it ain't Jenny, I'm good. What's Jenny? You mean Henny? The sex was good. I mean, clearly from the show. I mean, the show is very graphic, so I guess that is a accurate assumption. But for me, that's not worth it. My peace of mind is worth more than that. Issa is a hot mess. She's a hot mess to me this season. But also the dynamic with her and her best friend Molly, how that all unraveled, their whole friendship unraveled. And I don't know what to say about it because I can't really tell if Molly is wrong for deading the friendship or if Issa was unrealistic about them moving forward with their friendship. Mm-mm. Totally. Somebody said buy Maddie's. What you talking about? The owners of Maddie's retired on the day that me and my sisters opened our hair salon. Literally, they literally retired that day. We were worried about Maddie's being open and people parking in the parking lot of our store, and they retired that day that we opened. So I'm trying to get back on. I got two screens I'm looking at. So I'm gonna just go from the comments I got. What I do? Did I flip it around? I flipped the camera around. But Keita said, keep going back. You'll never move forward, but it's definitely easier said than done. You talking about with the current state of affairs, or you talking about Insecure? Hey, Cherie. And yeah, Issa and Molly's communication is horrible. Like, I mean, I know Issa is awkward, but yeah, I feel like they're so comfortable and they were so comfortable in their friendship. They started like doing like they started going past each other's boundaries, if that makes sense, I guess. So, how do y'all not watch Insecure? I'll just give y'all some background. I've been following Issa Rae since the very beginning of her career when she was doing her YouTube series on Awkward Black Girl, and I love her because I can relate because I am also an awkward black girl. So like the moment I started following her, I really connected with her whole like movement. Even now watching Insecure, I literally see myself every episode, like with the things that she says and the tripping and falling because I fall literally every day. Um, and just even in relationships, like the way that she communicates with people and in relationships, I can definitely relate to that because I am like that too. Like I use humor to kind of like be a buffer because serious things, are pretty scary to talk about. Um, so I think I've always used that. Even I mean, all throughout life, I've used humor as a buffer to, get me through, pretty much. So I don't have to like cry about shit. I just be thugging it out and I'll crack like a crazy joke. So she did go behind Molly's back. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like the whole thing with Molly not wanting to help her, um, I don't know. I guess that was kind of to a certain extent. I did not think that Molly was wrong for not trying to help her because throughout the whole history of the show, it seems like Issa is pretty much a taker because usually in a relationship, friendship, or a relationship, there's either a giver, um, a giver and a taker, two takers, or two givers. So in this dynamic, Issa's the taker of the friendship and Molly's the giver because Molly is always in a position to give. Issa has never really been in a position to be able to give anything other than her company for the most part. Um, I mean, I don't really know where I am in my friendships. I don't know. I know in relationships, I'm a giver. Um, I feel like I'm pretty much the same in friendships. Um, but it doesn't mean like giving like money. It's like, okay, time, stuff like that, attention as far as like friendships and relationships goes. But that's not. But you said John said on Instagram. He said Issa used Molly's boyfriend for the block party. But that's not the first time that Issa used Molly for something. She's always calling in a favor to Molly because Molly has always been in a position to do more for Issa than Issa can do for her. And yeah, I think Jamila said Molly avoids deep issue combos. Um, I think she expects Issa to just like get it. Cause she like even over like the past 3 episodes, she's just saying we've been off for months. But Molly hasn't really, really put a finger on what exactly is off about their friendship. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's just it's just a real sticky situation. But if you don't watch Insecure, I suggest that you started from season 1. And if you really like some funny, quirky, it's low budget, but go back to Issa Rae's first. This is what Insecure is based off of. It's a show called Awkward Black Girl. It's all on YouTube now. But that's how I've been, how I started following her. And I just love that show. Like, I still use references from that show, even though nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about because nobody else watches it. But that show on YouTube, Awkward Black Girl, is funny. But like I said, it's a little on the low budgety side, but it's still super funny to me. Oh, I spilled my Jutine punch. So, some more. This is my last one because obviously I can't keep what I got in my little cup. And okay, what you say? Jamila said after the therapy session when they went out to eat, it could have been mentioned. Absolutely. That was like super weird that instead of talking about their issues, they just had brunch. Like that would have been the first thing for me because I like to tackle things and I would be like, well, okay, so let's tackle this. What's going on with us? Whatever. And sometimes you really do outgrow friends. But I really just can't put my finger on why exactly Molly and Issa kind of like went awry. But like I said, in every relationship, there's different dynamics. And I feel like because Molly is a giver and Issa is a taker, I've identified them as such. I think Molly kind of is filled with resentment at this point. Because if you give too much, it makes you resent the other person. You end up resenting the taker. It may not manifest right away, but eventually it like builds up. And yeah, so I think that's kind of where Molly is at. Molly is tired of doing favors for Issa. She's tired of bailing her out, tired of Issa calling in favors. She's just tired. That's the only way I could put it. Channel Janetta is on HBO. The Awkward Black Girl series is on YouTube. Hey Jazz, hey Mike. I don't know if it's okay to call you Mike instead of Michael, but all the Mikes I know, I call them Mike. Exactly. Jamila said Issa may not know how to be a giver because she's used to being a taker. And that's usually the case. Like I know like a friendship, I don't even know what to call it a friendship because I was the giver in the situation. So I feel like I was just being taken from. And then like after a while I'm like, oh, but like you said, certain people do not know how to give. All they know how to do is take. All they know how to do is make withdrawals. They are unable to make deposits. And they don't even understand that a deposit doesn't even have to be something like monetary. It could just be like you actually listening to somebody. But like I said, again, even with the situation with Molly and Issa couldn't even take time to listen to Molly when Molly didn't ask for money from her or anything. She just wanted Issa to listen when she was having her relationship drama and drama at work and stuff like that. So, I feel like, yeah. So yeah, like you said, Jamila, like some people are just used to being a taker. I'm used to being a giver, but I am slowly getting away from that. Once I identify, if somebody new comes into my life, I try to identify whether or not they're a giver or a taker, which is not easy to, not hard to figure out. And you can figure that out by, who's always texting first. That's, nobody's going on dates really because everything is still closed for the most part. But as far as like relationships go, you can figure out, if somebody's putting in way more effort, that person is probably the giver in the situation. It needs to be a situation where there are two givers in any relationship. There has to be give and take, but both parties have to be able and willing to give. If they are not, it's not going to work. But I've definitely been like scaling back with the giving. And it's not anything to do with money. This is strictly time. Because time is money too. Like while I'm texting you and you're not paying me any attention, I could be doing something making money. That's how you got to look at it. Johnny said it is low budget, but she started from the bottom. No, Awkward Black Girl is definitely low budget, but it's definitely one of the doper like black series that I've watched, and I haven't watched many. Um, and I like to support black cinema. I've always done that. My mom can't stand it. She's like, "Why are you always trying to watch a black movie?" I'm like, "Cause we need to support our people. Like, if we want to see more representation, we have to support what's out. If we want to see better representation, we have to support what's already out." And people don't understand that. That goes for anybody doing anything, especially in entertainment. Like I always say it here, like in Buffalo with the entertainment scene. If y'all want people from Buffalo to blow, you need to support them. And I mean, we shouldn't have to outsource support. It just seems like for so long, especially here in Buffalo, Buffalo artists have to outsource support. They have to get support. They either have to leave Buffalo to get support and come back, or we have to find fans outside of Buffalo. We have like some amazing musicians here. Why? I mean, why are the concerts not packed? It just doesn't even make any sense. I mean, a person doesn't have to be related to me for me to go support a show. Don't got to be my cousin or nothing like that. I'm still gonna go. Hey, Jessica. Yeah, you can be a combo. Jamila said you could be a combo of a giver and a taker. You can. I have not quite found that balance yet, but I'm starting to, get around to it. Because it's really not an easy feat. But it can be done. You just have to train. It's a training thing. It's like, what did they say? You can break a bad habit in 30 days. It's definitely one of those things. So you got to train yourself to stop giving. Like, even with like, if you start talking to somebody new or whatever the case may be, and you're used to like, if they text you and you used to texting right back, why don't you just give it 5 minutes and then text back instead of being right on it or whatever the case may be? Because you got to realize how important your time is. And if you're not exclusive with somebody, then neither of you, owe anybody an explanation about why you didn't text back for this amount of time or whatever the case may be. But, wait, where am I at? I'm going to see where I'm at with time because I got one more topic, I guess. Oh, 10:20. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go to my last topic since we're talking about relationships and stuff. I guess I said coming as a woman, coming to you as a woman. I don't know if anybody ever been in a situation where someone came to them as a woman. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just type explain to me what that means. So I know. If I don't got to explain, I'm not going to explain. But if you need me to explain what coming to you as a woman is, I will explain. Somebody said, uh-oh. Jamila, at least an hour. At least an hour. But if I'm texting somebody, if I've been texting somebody for like a month and it still take like hours to get a response, I'm gonna lose like complete interest. Like my attention span, I know for a fact I got ADHD. My attention span is so short. Hey Cal. Hey Nostalgia for Life. Explain. Okay, I'm gonna explain. You just finished your live. I gotta go. Is it still up? I gotta go back and watch it. You just finished your live, and hey, Kyle. Well, thank you for the support, sir. coming to somebody as a woman in I guess in the I don't know if it's in it's I think this is a overall thing. It's basically when either say that I just start talking to a dude or whatever, or I'm in a relationship with somebody and I get an inbox from some woman that I do not know, and they're like, I see that you dealing with so and so, and but I just wanted to let you know, I just wanted to come to you as a woman. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna tell you about my experience after after I do this explanation, but I just wanted to come to you as a woman and let you know that he's dealing with both of us and blah blah blah. And I mean, it literally could be anything. Or you could come to somebody else as a woman, which I'm never gonna do because the fuck. I will never come to somebody as a woman. I'm never gonna jump in any woman's inbox about a man. I'm going to check the man always first. And but if the female gets disrespectful, I feel like that's a whole different thing. And I've actually had, I feel like I've had both of those situations. But yes, coming to somebody as a woman is basically the other woman or you coming to another woman telling them about their man, basically. Yes, I do have ADHD. It's okay. It's normal. But no, African Americans are highly misdiagnosed for ADHD. But I'm not going to get into that today. I think it's misdiagnosed. I think a lot of kids just be bored. But you can't tell that to the school system. Sometimes I really don't. I know there's some kids that are just like buck wild, but I really don't think that most kids have ADHD. I really think that they're literally just bored in school. So I really think that's overly misdiagnosed. Nostalgia for life. You confuse. What do you need? Okay. So coming to somebody as a woman, like I said, so say I'm in a relationship with a guy. I'm on cloud nine. Like we in bliss. We posting pictures on Facebook and everything. Like it's official. Then some scallywag comes into my inbox and tells me that they're dealing with the same guy that I already made my wedding hashtag with in my mind. So I feel like that's what coming to you as a woman is. And then for me, if I was to come to somebody as a woman, which like I said, I would never do, because that's freaking, who does that? So me coming to a woman would be like, if I found out a dude that I'm dealing with is dealing with somebody else, and I decide that I want to let. Oh, but you know what? I did come to somebody as a woman before, but I had a really good reason. But I'll do the background on that. But and that's me jumping in on another woman's inbox and telling them about the guy or whatever. But first, do y'all want to hear the story about when somebody as a woman or when I came to somebody as a woman? Who would y'all want to hear first? Hey, Kenyatta. Hey, Deandra girl. Wait a minute. I can't see the little avatar. Nostalgia for life. What is your name? Because I feel like I know you personally. Type your name so I can see. I had a lot of Juneteenth punch. Bo. No, I didn't want to say bald head because I've been bald headed before. This one time when I used to wear my hair short, like my hair is here now. But when I used to wear my hair short, I used to go to a lady that cut my hair. Man, this lady cut all my hair off. I was literally like damn near bald headed. And I was stressed out because I was in like a tumultuous relationship for a very long time. So I just ain't have no hair. Okay. Hi, Leighton. Okay. I knew you personally, but welcome to my live. I do this every Friday at 9:30. Um Somebody who came to me first. Okay. So this was like mad long ago. This was like when I first started dating my ex that I recently broke up. Not recently. It's been almost 2 years now. But I think I was minding my own business as I always am, and I think I hopped on Facebook, and my ex he had a baby mama, and she wasn't wrapped too tightly. Still probably is not, and she sent me an inbox, and she was like, "Hi, you don't really know me, but I just wanted to let you know what's been going on between you, me, and some other girl." So it was three of us in the mix. This girl came to me as a woman, and she told me that my now ex was dealing with three of us at the same time. I'm just pouring some more Juneteenth punch. I'm gonna finish this up. Oh, I lost the top. I listen. I can get drunk because first of all, I'm at home and I can go right to sleep on my couch if I want to. Um, I've been staying up super late and falling asleep on the couch instead of going to my bed. Oh, so what did I do? Because I knew in my head that this woman was nuts, and the woman is nuts, right? I did not confront her because I tell people all day I do not fight. The only way I'm gonna get into a physical altercation if somebody actually physically puts their hands on me or puts their hands on my child. That's the only way that I'm gonna get into a physical fight. I'm just not a fighter. Like I just don't get riled up enough to start swinging on somebody. Like what? So it's just not in my character to fight. Like I have cousins that actually fight that will do that. Like, but me, I'm non-violence. I don't really get down with that get down. But this baby mama was definitely about that life. I'll tell that other story on another live. Um, but I just ended up confronting my boyfriend at the time. But the crazy part about all this is, so she told me that she was dealing with him and he was dealing with another woman on top of us being in a new relationship. We had just started dating. Maybe we was only in a relationship for like a month. Fast forward to 2 years later. I don't know what intuition I had. Um, I don't know what kind of intuition I had, but I think my boyfriend at the time, his laptop was open or something, and I'm just like, oh. My Scooby senses kind of just like it's like, you know what? Let me look and see what's going on in this inbox. So of course I just scrolled back like 2 years back because I had time. He might have been asleep. I don't even know what was going on. So I scrolled all the way back. Do you know that this lady was telling the truth? So the guy that I was with. Oh, my phone about to die. My Instagram about to die. Let me plug it in. Hold on. I'm gonna have to hold it. So the baby mama was telling the truth. The baby mom was telling the truth. He was dealing with all of us at the same time, towards the beginning of our relationship. So, yeah. Um, and I confronted him about it. And when I say this man was bawling all kind of tears, he was bawling. You know what? He was bawling like that dude from Intervention, I think. You know the dude that be like, that dude. So he was crying. And I'm just like, damn. I'm like, niggas always crying and they still be lying. Like, how are you crying and lying at the same time? And no, nostalgia. No, Leighton. I'm going to call you Leighton because you told me your name. Leighton, I did not leave. I stayed in a relationship for 9 more years. I had to get a... I was dumb. Jamila, I can't log off. I'm in this. I'm in this now for the next, I don't know, however long on Instagram. Instagram only give me an hour. Well, that's the thing. When you're in a new relationship, I always tell this to people. When you're in a new relationship, you're not going to believe anything anybody has to say. Like, you're not, like, if anybody says anything about your new man, you're not going to believe shit. You're just going to think that this dude is the best thing since sliced bread. And then this is going to be the end of it. So that's what happened. Like, I was with it. So after that incident, and there were more incidents, with the baby mama, because here I am thinking that this lady is just crazy. And that's the thing, yo. If a dude say his baby mother is crazy, he's probably still smashing her. And I didn't know. Like, this is my second real relationship. I've only had 2 real relationships my entire life. That was with my child's father and the guy that I broke up with last year. So I'm like I'm so naive to all of this other stuff. I really learned so much in that relationship. I was in that relationship for almost 10 years. So I definitely learned a lot. So I don't, take anything away from, that relationship, because I was an active participant in all of the foolishness that took place, the good and the bad. And there were a lot of good things, that, happened. We had a lot of good moments and stuff, but the lows were low, and that was just one of the things. The baby mama was... So, yeah. If a dude say, man, my baby mama be tripping, yo, she crazy, he's still laying the pipe at the baby mama's domicile. And domicile means house, y'all. I'm using big fancy SAT words. Yes, he was double dipping. He was triple dipping. He was dealing with another girl that had a real bad wig. Her wig was so bad. She was in her early 20s. We was all in our early 20s, and I couldn't understand why he was dating this girl and her wig was on sideways like this. But whatever. That's the past. So it's just... that was the time. That was the one time that somebody came to me as a woman, and she was telling the truth. She's still crazy. Don't get me wrong. The lady is batshit. But I'm trying to think. I got her blocked on here so she can't see this, because she might try to track me down still. She haunted me for 9 years of my life. But I was in love, and I still hung in there, even though I had to deal with that. But now, like, if I deal with somebody with kids, bruh, I need to talk to the baby mama up front. Like, I need some psych records. I need something. I need something on paper. about the psychological makeup of this baby mama. I have no problem with a guy that has kids because I have a child. It can't be like the max is like 3 for me. And you got to be taking care of them. Like if you're not taking care of your kids, it's a dub. So those are my deal breakers. If you have kids, you have to take care of them. Wait, what is? I got to catch up on the comments. I'm just running off at the jib. He was definitely crying because he got caught. I don't, and it's crazy because it was so long ago. I can't remember if he even had actual tears coming out of his eyes. But it was Oscar worthy. It was an Oscar worthy performance. And I'm an actress. But whoa. I was like, whoa, bruh. We're about to get you your SAG card. What she say? I can't even tell you how many times I have had girlfriends of my daughter's father tell me about how wrong I was. Like, you don't know. You have no idea what I have been dealing with. I am long suffering. Jessica, I understand. Trust me. In the back, yeah, the wig was crazy, yo. The joint was like, I don't know. It was like the church lady wig, and it was like if a church lady got into a fight and like she threw the wig back on top of her head after the fight. That's what this lady that he was cheating on me with looked like. Yeah, so after I found out I was in a love square, because it's only a love triangle if it's 3 people. It was 4 people involved. After I found out that I was still dealing with the man. So it is what it is. I am drinking Juneteenth punch because through this week, Juneteenth. The 15th is, tomorrow's the 13th. So this is Juneteenth week that's happening right now. Well, this coming week. And I will be, I gotta say bye to my Instagram people. I got 17 seconds left. All right, I'm gonna check y'all. I'm drinking Crown Royal on Instagram, Crown Apple. And I will check y'all next Friday at 9:30, but Instagram only give me an hour. So I'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye. But I'm gonna keep talking to Instagram. I'm gonna keep talking to Facebook. The drink is getting to me. It's really not, or maybe it is. Hey Maria, hey Janice. I keep tilting this thing with my big finger, my big thumb. So that's the story where somebody came to me as a woman, and you know I don't even drink on live, but I had a long day, so I really needed some Juneteenth punch to get me through. And this is my first drink. The last time I had alcoholic beverage was probably 2 months ago, because I'm not a drinker. I'm trying to think if there was ever another time where somebody came to me as a woman. Nope, I think it was just that one time. I mean, there were other times where I found more stuff. And I think I'll talk about that on another live, about going through guys' phones and how I will never go through a phone again, because the stuff that I found when I looked through my ex's phone was utterly ridiculous. But I'll talk about that on another live, because yeah, it was pretty bad. So when I had to come to somebody as a woman, I'll talk to that now. Talk to you guys about that now. So before my daughter was born, which I feel like I'll discuss that. I'll put both of those on another live, because it's just long stories. And long story short, I couldn't communicate. I couldn't get to my daughter's father at the time. So I was able to get through to his girlfriend, who I thought it was his girlfriend at the time. And I reached out to her and I was like, yeah, can you tell, so and so that I'm having a baby? And I need him to contact me ASAP because, we need to, figure all of this stuff out. And so the girl never responded back to me, but my daughter's father did reach out to me. He was like, why would you message her and, tell her that you was pregnant? And I'm just like, because I am pregnant and we need to, there's stuff, I couldn't get a hold of you. So she was the only person that I could get a hold of to reach out to him. But I never reached out to a man. I never reached out to a woman about a man, like a guy that we were both dealing with. Because for the most part, like the guys that I've dealt with, if they were doing something grimy, which they were always, I never knew about it. So there was never anybody to, come to, as a woman or anything like that. Even though with my last boyfriend, my ex, I did know who he was dealing with, but I was so like mentally checked out of the relationship at that time that I didn't even care to, come to her as a woman because the girl that he was pursuing was a whole bum. I was like, you know what? You can take him off my hands. Congratulations. So, I think that was the only thing, the one time that I came to somebody was as a woman was before my daughter was born. But, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has ever had an experience like that. If you have, you can let me know in the comments because y'all let me do all the talking, even though this series is called Let Me Talk. So y'all must like what I'm saying. I have tons of crazy stories. But next week I'll touch on going through men's phones and how it's an absolute no-no because you're going to get what you're looking for in the phone. Because women have an intuitive thing. We know when something is off. And if we go, I'm telling you, it's when you go into the phone, the stuff that you're going to see is going to blow your mind. So don't go through the phone. And then I'll also touch on what I say. Say coming together, man. I don't know if I should tell the crazy baby mama story or not. Maybe I will. So I'll talk about going through a man's phone. I'll tell my crazy story about when I had to call the police on the baby mama, and I will touch on Juneteenth. So I'll talk about those three things next week. I'm about to wrap it up. Unless y'all not tired of hearing me talk, because I can go on all night. Hey, Anthony. Jamila, the wig was terrible. But I could do... Jeff! You're late. Hey, Milky Maddox. I know that's not your real name. We went to high school together. What's your real name? I'll do a recap real quick of what I talked about. The first thing I talked about was spaghetti. So basically I was just telling y'all what I put in my spaghetti. I put ground beef, Italian sausage, meatballs, and sometimes I put pepperoni in there. And I also put those 4 meats into my lasagna. I don't use ground turkey. Ground turkey is the Antichrist. I don't know whose idea was that to start putting turkey meat and shit. But whatever. The second thing I was talking about was FUBU. FUBU means for us, by us, and we need to start supporting our own. We need to support Black businesses. We need to become completely self-sufficient as an African American community. And I know it sounds like elitist, but it is what it is because every other ethnic group is doing it. Vanessa, yes. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about a whole bunch of stuff because I have some Juneteenth punch. I've been drinking. I just started drinking this Juneteenth punch. That's what I'm calling it. Don't steal it. But I'm gonna, since Jamila, my friend Jamila was on her earlier and she guessed what I was drinking. So I'm gonna make her a special Juneteenth punch. And next Friday is Juneteenth. So I will be coming to y'all live on the 19th to talk about Juneteenth in depth. And I will show y'all my actual Juneteenth punch. And what else to talk about? Oh, coming to somebody as a woman. I was talking about how when somebody came to me as a woman, when I first started dating a guy that I just recently broke up with it's not recent, it's like a year and a half now. But when in the beginning of our relationship, his baby mother came to me as a woman. She inboxed me and she told me that she wanted to let me know that not only was my then boyfriend dealing with me, he was dealing with her and then another girl. So we were in a love square. It was 4 of us. And my dumbass still continued to stay in the relationship, and I proceeded in that relationship for almost 10 years. Cause you do dumb stuff when you're in love. So that was not and then the catch is 2 years later, I found out that the baby mother was telling the truth the whole time because I was being a PI one day. My antennas went off and I found some stuff in my ex's computer that confirmed that the baby mama was telling the truth the whole time and that he was dealing with all of us at the same time. He was cheating on me because I was the one that he was in an exclusive relationship with. So it was yeah. And he cried. He fake cried when I found out, when I confronted him with the information. So I'm trying to think what else happened. And that was not the only time that he cheated. There were multiple times and I did still stay. But who hasn't stayed with somebody who cheated on them before? And we talked about Insecure, the TV show. I'm doing my recap real quick. We just talked about Insecure and how how there's 2 dynamics in a friendship, and Issa is a taker and Molly is a giver. So I feel like at this point in the series, Molly is a little resentful and fed up with always giving to Issa, and Issa is so used to taking that she doesn't see the error of her ways in their relationship. And then lastly, coming to you as a woman. I already talked about that. When I came to somebody as a woman, it was when before my daughter was born and I couldn't get a hold of my baby daddy. And so I reached out to his girlfriend, or the last known girlfriend that he had. And I reached out to her and I let her know that I was pregnant and I need to get a hold of this man. And please get a hold of this man. And what do you know? The man reached out to me after I reached out to his girlfriend. So in that sense, it worked out for me. But I think next week I'll touch on my whole crazy baby daddy story. I might need another pint of Juneteenth punch to get through that. Even though I'm like past it, my daughter's almost 12. But I may touch on the baby daddy story, and I'll touch on, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to watch the video back. And then we'll talk about Juneteenth, because this year, July 4th, the 4th of July is canceled. We are celebrating Juneteenth this year. So get your celebrations in June 19th, 20th, and 21st. Circulate the Black dollar in the Black community. Because as soon as black people get paid, you know how long it takes, how many seconds it takes for the black dollar to leave the community? 0.0000001 seconds. We literally spend money outside of our community immediately as soon as we get paid, just strictly out of convenience. So it may be a little inconvenient for a while until we become self-sufficient as a community. But I still think it's important to, I mean, I'm not of the voice of the people, but I'm a voice. So I just feel like even if I'm talking to two people, I need to get that point across that we need to, FUBU, for us, by us. We need to support people, that we need to support our own people, and we need to create our own wealth for our community. And I think that's all I got for tonight. I think. Y'all got anything else to say? Hey, John Dees. Hey, Sam. Oh, I got Jonathan Dees on here. He's a Grammy winning pianist. Not a Grammy nominated, Grammy winning. PA, stand up. I feel so privileged for you to be on my live. I want to be like you when I grow up. Yes, community building. I mean, because really, the only thing we need in Buffalo now is like, we have leaders. Leaders is a pharmacy. But we need a bank. We need a grocery store. We need a hospital. We got plenty of daycares. I'm trying to think what else we would need to just be completely. I mean, the biggest thing is like those big stores like Walmart and Target. Like we don't have anything like that for our own. And then like what we can't get from Target or from Walmart, we get from Amazon, and that is not owned by us. So it's a rough road to go down. But I'd rather take the road. I'm a person that always takes the road less traveled. So I definitely will take the road less traveled as opposed to, just taking the easy way. Credit union, yes. My sister just there's a black bank, and I don't know what city it's in. I will have to Google it, but One United, they're a black owned bank, and she has an account with them, and I've seen a couple other people doing it. So I might bust that move too. I've been with the same bank since I was like 12, so that's a long time to be with a bank. We really do need a bank. We need our own money. This ain't coming to America. The boy has got his own money. So we definitely need to get on that train. What else? But yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all. I'm gonna come back next week. I'm gonna be talking about I'm gonna really be talking about Juneteenth heavy. And I might share what I'm cooking for Juneteenth with y'all, but people be copycatting, and I don't like when people copy off of me. I'm gonna tell y'all after, say I could do it next Juneteenth. I'll tell y'all my menu and my Juneteenth punch recipe after. So I think that's it. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Y'all be blessed. I will see y'all on next Friday right here at 9:30. And I'll make the other announcement next week then, because I think I'll have all my stuff together for the announcement I need to make next week. That's it. Good night.